Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is Monday, January 15th, 2024, and we're going to start things off today indoors because it is 5 degrees outside. Now later on, we're going to head out in the woods and cut some firewood, but I wanted to take this opportunity to go over several things that have been coming up in the comments quite often. Number one, the stone total for 2023. I will have that probably in the next week or two. I think I'm missing 1 or 2 receipts, but I will figure that out and get it down to the penny. We didn't spend, actually we did spend quite a bit on stone last year, but not near as much as Washington State.
I'm pro rock, yeah.
Now, like that young lady, I am pro rock as well. I use rock to build roads, build pads, for French drains, all sorts of things, but apparently in Washington State and in California, they use rock to deter homeless encampments. I had no idea. In Olympia, Washington, they spent $700,000 on big boulders, and they just set them all over the ground. Well, first they got to go in and clean out all the homeless camps, clean everything up, and then they just scatter big boulders everywhere so you can't set up tents, I guess. That's a thing. But anyway, it looks real nice outside, but it is only about 5 degrees right now. Other parts of the country, it's much colder, but still 5 degrees is pretty cool. Now inside here, it's about 70 degrees, and that is all because of the big Regency wood stove. I always get questions about this stove, and I'm going to try to answer some of them right now. Now I'm going to read the specs on this stove. It's a Regency Pro Series F5200. It's the extra large hybrid wood burning freestanding stove, and I love that thing. I do. Now I have the fan on it, and I'm using the fan today, and it's kind of weird because a wood stove, you would think you just put wood in it, start a fire, and you're good to go. But there is kind of like, you got to get to know your stove. You know what I mean? You just kind of got to figure things out. And it's taken some time, but I am down to quite the system now. Before, I hadn't used the fan that much. I didn't see where it made that big of a difference. But when it's real cold like it is right now, 5 degrees out, the fan definitely seems to help things out. That stove somehow heats this entire building. It's 2,880 square feet, almost 3,000 square feet, insulated very well. And the other thing is my ceilings in here are 11 feet 6 inches tall, so keep that in mind. Now I know some of you have bought one of these Regency stoves. Let me know in the comments how you like it, but so far I'm absolutely thrilled with it. But some of the things that I learned, you know, when you run that fan, it's taken a lot of heat off of the stove, and you definitely seem to use more wood. I feed it more often. When it's cold like this, I keep it good and hot. I notice if you cut it way back, like at night, you will get, your glass gets dirty. It just kind of chokes things down a little bit. Doesn't burn as efficiently, obviously, when you choke it back. But it's kind of hard to explain. It just took some time, you know, depending on the temperature outside, to get it to run exactly the way I want. And I think I'm just about there. On days like this, like yesterday it was really cold as well, I ran her hot all day long, and I put wood on it about 8 o'clock last night. And at that time, I unplugged the fan. I turned the fan off, and I put that small fan on top of it just to move a little bit of air. And the reason I do that is it seems to give me a nicer bed of hot coals in the morning. That way I can just go throw some more wood on it and get her cranking again. But it's very, very efficient, and I really like that stove. And like I said, if anybody else has bought one, I know David, I think, bought one. He comments quite a bit. Let me know, David, if you're using yours and how you like it. But so far, so good. Like I said, 2,880 square feet. And it somehow heats the whole building. I have no idea how. It just seems to work. Another topic that I wanted to touch on briefly is yesterday's video. I published one. I got a new fuel tank, and there's a lot of comments in there. I made a few comments about EV vehicles, and I don't think I was being real hard on EVs. I just said they're not for me. I think for the right person and the right circumstance, they probably work really well. Matter of fact, a friend of mine has a Tesla, the real fast one. Is it the Model S, I think? I don't know. They're all fast. But he took me for a ride in that thing, and I'll be honest, it was terrifying. It's unbelievably fast. It really is. I just said EVs aren't for me. The range that they have just does not fit with our lifestyle at all. You know, I may be working out here in the woods today and hop in the truck tomorrow morning and drive to our cabin in West Virginia, and they just don't have the range, not even close, especially towing. From what I've seen and heard, it just wouldn't be a good fit for us. But there are a lot of comments about that, saying how hard I am on EVs. If you want one, go get one. If you don't, don't. That's my take on it. I will say there's a lot of comments about me burning diesel fuel and climate change and all that. We all have different opinions on things. My opinion only, I believe in climate change. I think it always has changed. I've mentioned before, just a few miles from here is McConnell's Mill State Park, and that is where the glacier ended in the last ice age, thousands of years ago. You know what I'm saying? So something made it real cold then. I don't know. I just don't think we know all the answers. And I heard a quote the other day, and it was really good. It's how I see things as well. And it was, because I don't think we know all the answers to everything, you know? And so many people just have their opinion based on what somebody else tells them, you know? So I would rather there be questions that aren't answered than an answer that can't be questioned. You know what I'm saying? I heard that the other day, that quote, and I think it makes good sense. A lot of people think things are just set in stone and that's it. You can't discuss it. You can't think about it. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. You're a real jackwagon, whatever you want to say. I don't care. You know what I mean? You can believe what you want. I can believe what I want. And that's what I'm going to continue to do so. One thing, I'm not a scientist, by the way. You may or may not know that. But one thing that I think gets neglected, they don't even talk about, is the sun. You know what I mean? I know that may be an oversimplification of things, but that's where we get our heat. And I think we can all agree that sun goes through different cycles. And, you know, that may be one thing to look at as far as different temperatures, but I don't know. It's just like this building right here. If I didn't know anything about anything and I came in this building and I'm like, I wonder what makes it warmer in here when it's real cold outside. I'd probably figure out pretty quick it was the heat source. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I kind of look at things. I am a very simple person, but I definitely don't believe everything that I am told, and I don't just regurgitate it as fact, because I think there's a lot of things that we don't know. Somebody commented yesterday about me filling up my oil. It's a good thing you filled that up. How did they say? Because we're running out of oil. Jimmy Carter said we were going to run out of oil. He said there would be no more oil in 2011. Well, I just got 500 gallons just the other day. So there's that. got a nice jag of firewood going here, and I got some visitors. I don't know if you can see them or not. Let me try to zoom in just a little bit. There's a couple right there, but there's a whole bunch of them up there. I've been seeing them kind of meandering around up there. They look like there's 8 or 9. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're just wondering what's going on out here. That's only about 90 yards away. Dang, there's a big one right there. I can't tell what it is. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'll have to zoom in more when I edit. It's standing right behind that tree. I can't tell if that one has a rack or not. I don't think. I think it's just a big doe. Those other ones are still standing on that old path there. I want to cut wood, but I also want to just watch the deer. So there's 4, yeah. Is that a doe? I think it's a doe. Doe or small buck. I don't have my reading glasses on, so I can't see real well. Definitely larger than the other ones, though, isn't it? I got a pair of binoculars in the SideKick there, but there's no getting out to get them right now. So yeah, I think that one's a doe. One, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, 6, 7. They're all running down that ridge over there. I think there might be one more. All right, so I'm getting a nice start here. Cherry, maple, and red oak. I think what I'm going to do, as time allows, the next couple days, I'm going to come out here and just keep cutting. I've got a pile here, one on the other side of the excavator. I got more over by the mini cabin, plus I got a bunch more trees to take down. So if I keep cutting on and off for the next couple days, I'll get a huge pile right here. And then on Friday or Saturday, we'll fire up that Rex 600. I'll put the firewood bucket on the skid loader, and Levi will come out here and just keep hauling it in, dumping it right in the hopper, and I'll keep splitting. I'm not sure, but I think I could probably split a whole firewood bucket full in about the same amount of time as it would take to come out here and grab another one, but we'll find out. I want to walk over this way about 75 yards. I remember back in deer season, I saw a couple nice red oaks that I think the oak wilt got. I'm not sure. Probably what happened. And this is the right time of year to take those ones down. I got to remember where they're at. A couple little buck rubs here. It would be a difficult day to try sneaking up on a deer. Pretty noisy walking on this frozen ground without any snow. I found my trees. So I got this one right here and that one right there. Now this one here, I can actually get a couple nice saw logs out of, and then a whole bunch of firewood. The other one, I could probably still get a saw log out of the bottom. It's probably 14 inches. This one's 18 or 20. But that other one, look how the bark just fell off of it. I don't like leaving these sit too long, especially that one right there. Those dead limbs up there, they get kind of sketchy. But I definitely want to get these down. I don't want to wait another year on these ones for sure. They'll be dropping limbs like crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of wood just in these two trees right here. You always hear people talking about dead standing trees, dry, ready to burn. There's no way. Even with the bark off of that tree right there, it's not anywhere near seasoned. What we'll do when we take that down, we'll bring the moisture meter out and we'll check it. This one here, these ones here are always a lot of fun. It's kind of got some lean going this way down here at the bottom, but the weight up top is taking it back that way. I'll have to be real careful with this one. And the other one, for that matter. Both of them. Boy, when you stop running the saw and working and just get out and walk around for a little bit, it gets cold pretty quick. It's funny, I'm just wearing a t-shirt and a hoodie, and as long as you keep moving, you're fine. But like when I go in the house or in the building, I'll just be wearing the same thing, a t-shirt and a hoodie. I'm not sure why. So I've been waiting for a day like this for the longest time. I always talk about the mud and what a mess things have been. But I mean, just a week ago, we had heavy rains and a sloppy mess. And not only did I get a day or two, it looks like it's going to be like this for the next week or 10 days or so. We'll see. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.